You ever have one of those days, you carb loaded perfectly, you're hydrated, but then halfway through your workout, you just hit a wall. It feels like the gas tank is full, but the engine just won't turn over. So what gives? Well, today we're cracking the code on the secret components that make everything else work. Micronutrients. Okay, let's get into it.
Today, we're zooming way in, like microscope level, on micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, the absolute basics you hit in any intro sports med or nutrition class.
Yeah, and this stuff is just critical. Doesn't matter if you're an elite athlete or just trying to feel better.
Right off the bat, we have to tackle this huge paradox, the one that trips almost everybody up. Micronutrients are absolutely essential for creating energy, but they have 0 calories themselves. They don't actually provide any fuel. So how on earth is that possible? How can they be the key to unlocking your performance? The best way to wrap your head around this is with an analogy. Picture your body as a high-performance engine. Now, all those macronutrients you track, the carbs, fats, and proteins, that's your high-octane fuel. But the micronutrients? They're the spark plugs, the wiring, the engine management software. Without them, you've just got a puddle of expensive gasoline. They're the keys that actually start the ignition. And that brings us perfectly to the first part of our system check, the software. We're talking about vitamins. Think of them as the organic regulators, the sophisticated code that tells your engine how to actually use all that fuel you put in the tank. Now, the textbook definition calls them organic compounds. That's just a fancy way of saying they're based on carbon. They aren't the raw energy, but they are the crucial little managers that allow your body to tap into that energy efficiently. But here is a massive, massive warning, especially for any athlete out there looking for that extra edge. The idea that you can just mega-dose vitamins for better performance is a huge mistake. It can actually be seriously toxic, a condition called hypervitaminosis. And this is exactly why understanding this next part is so critical. You see, the entire world of vitamins is basically split into 2 teams, and it all comes down to one really simple thing: what they dissolve in. Is it fat or is it water? This one basic difference changes absolutely everything about how your body uses, stores, and gets rid of them. So let's meet the teams. In one corner, we've got the hoarders. That's vitamins A, D, E, and K. They dissolve in fat, which means, they like to stick around for a while. And in the other corner, we have the quick movers, the entire B complex and vitamin C. They dissolve in water, so they're really just passing through your system. Let's take a closer look at the hoarders, because they get stored in your liver and your fat tissues. They can build up to those toxic levels we just talked about. But here's the really crucial point for athletes. You need fat in your diet just to absorb them. So if you're on a very low-fat diet, you could be missing out on critical players like vitamin D, no matter how many supplements you take. Now, the quick movers are the total opposite. Your body doesn't keep a stockpile of these. Whatever you don't use right away gets filtered out by your kidneys and, flushed away. The big takeaway here is massive. You can't just load up on vitamin C on a Monday and expect it to last all week. You have to replenish these guys every single day. And let's just zoom in on the B vitamins for a second. They are the ultimate coenzymes for your engine. Think of them as the essential pit crew. They help the main enzymes do their job, which is converting fuel, like all those carbs you ate, into actual usable energy, which we call ATP. Without a full B vitamin crew, your energy production line just grinds to a halt. All right, software check done. Let's shift gears. If vitamins are the sophisticated software, then minerals are the raw hardware. They're the physical building blocks and the tough-as-nails bodyguards for your entire system. It's kind of wild to think about, but minerals make up about 4% of your total body weight. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but they are literally what you are built from. And your body can't make them. They're elements that come from the earth itself, pulled up from the soil by plants or passed on by animals that ate those plants. And they have 3 huge jobs. First, they build your actual structure. Think calcium, creating strong bones and teeth. Second, they regulate your internal fluids. This is the world of electrolytes like sodium and potassium that control every nerve impulse and muscle twitch. And third, they help out with countless body functions, often acting like the switch that turns enzymes on.
Where do we get these guys? Not made in the body, right?
Correct. They're elemental. They come from the earth, found in water, in the soil. We get them by eating plants that have absorbed them from the soil.
Or by eating animals that ate those plants.
Exactly. It's a direct link back to geology, really.
Now, classifying minerals is way simpler than vitamins, trust me. It's not about what they dissolve in, it's just about pure quantity. How much of it do you actually need each day? Getting this simple difference unlocks the next level of your nutritional cheat codes. The line in the sand is simple, 100 milligrams a day. If you need more than that, it's a major mineral. Think calcium, magnesium. If you need less, it's a trace mineral, like iron or zinc. That's really it. This is a brilliant way to think about the partnership between two major minerals. Calcium is the hype man. It signals a muscle to contract, it gets the party started. But you can't have a party that never ends, right? That's magnesium's job. It's the chill security guard that comes in and tells the muscle to relax. Not enough magnesium? That's when you get cramps and spasms. It's a party that just won't stop. And now for a trace mineral, where the amount you need is tiny, but the impact is everything. Iron is at the very core of hemoglobin, the protein that acts like a bus, picking up oxygen in your lungs and dropping it off at your muscles. No iron means no oxygen buses. For an athlete, especially an endurance athlete, your aerobic capacity just tanks. It is literally game over. And you definitely cannot sleep on zinc. It's another trace mineral that is an absolute powerhouse for recovery. It's critical for your immune system, it helps you heal, and it plays a huge role in hormone regulation. If you're low on zinc, you can't bounce back from tough sessions, and you're way more likely to get sick, which just derails all your consistency. Okay, so we've laid out the entire framework, right? From the software to the hardware. But knowledge is only potential power. It becomes real power when you actually put it to use. So now, it's your turn. So here's a quick recap of the playbook. We've got our key players, vitamin D, the fat-soluble hoarder, B vitamins, the water-soluble quick movers, calcium, the major mineral party starter, and iron, the trace mineral oxygen bus. You see how just knowing the category instantly tells you a story about its role? So here is your deep dive challenge. I want you to pick one of these four. Go find out what a real deficiency looks like. And I'm not just talking fatigue. I mean the weird stuff, like pale skin and brittle nails for low iron, or cracks at the corners of your mouth for low B vitamins. When you connect the nutrient to a real, specific symptom, that's when the knowledge really sticks. And I'll leave you with one final and kind of bigger question to chew on. We get all our essential minerals from the soil through the plants we eat. But what if modern farming has left a lot of that soil less nutrient-rich than it used to be? Are we really getting the same mineral bang for our buck from our food that our grandparents did? It makes you wonder what a balanced diet even means if the food itself is changing. In the end, it always comes back to the engine. Because all the fancy gear, the perfect training plan, the mental toughness, all of it is running on the hardware and software inside of you. Like the coach said, the best equipment in the world is useless if you don't put the right fuel and the right spark plugs in the engine. So take that challenge on, stay curious, and we'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.